Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ajman. I'm going to be showing you how to calculate the UAE Gratuity Pay. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click the red button below and then turn on the notification icon so that you can receive new videos each time that I upload them. Yeah, each time I upload a new video, I'm going to be automatically notified and turn on the notification icon. Remember, I do tutorial and informative videos here on visa issues, labor and employment matters. So if you want to stay updated in all of these aspects, please consider subscribing so you can become a member of the family. Let's get down to the business already. So I'm going to be showing you its most simple and easy way to calculate your UAE gratuity. You don't need anybody to calculate for you. You just use your base salary and calculate it by yourself. It's very easy, straightforward, and simple. Let's get down to it. Now, if you look at gratuity in UAE law is specified in UAE law, labor law number 8 of 1980. Now, gratuity, which is also known as end of service remuneration, is stipulated in Article 133. Right up to Article 141 of this particular law. But we're going to concentrate on specific articles of this law that deal with gratuity. Yeah, we'll bring out those articles that talk much on gratuity. All of those articles are important, but we are taking out just the necessary articles for the sake of time. So stay with me. Let's look at Article 133, 132. If you don't have time, you can forward to the last part, which is the calculation proper. But mind you, you have to understand this part first of all, so that you're able to understand better how to calculate your gratuity. This part is very important because you want to understand the law first. Now, Article 132 says the employee who has completed 1 year or more in a continuous service is entitled to the end of service remuneration at the end of his service. Days of absence from work without pay are not included in computing the period of service, and the remuneration is calculated as follows. Now, 1, as you can see, 21 days pay for each year of the first 5 years of study of work. 21 days pay. Now, the second says 30 days. As you can see, 30 days pay for each additional year, which means simply that from 1 to 5 years, your gratuity is based on 21 days pay. And from 5 years and above, your gratuity is based on your 30 days pay. Let's continue. Now, provided that the entire gratuity, the entire remuneration, shall not exceed 2 years. Simply meaning that even if you have worked for 10 years, your entire gratuity for those 10 years period cannot be more than your salary for 2 years put together. Now, let's look at instances where you don't have gratuity pay. Yes, instances where you don't be paid gratuity at all. Now, if you are terminated from your job, unless you break the rules as stated in Article 139 of the labor law, the employee is still entitled to gratuity pay. The rules in this article state as follows. The employee shall be deprived of his or her end of service gratuity in the following 2 cases. Case number 1, if he or she is dismissed from service for any of the reasons set forth in Article 120, or if he or she quits employment in view of avoiding the dismissal in accordance with this article. Now, this article deals with dismissal during or at the end of probation due to charges of material loss, failure to perform basic duties, and then interrogation and crime. So that in case of illegal dismissal, it dismisses you out of your own let's say out of your own fault, you commit a crime or something like that, you're not going to be given any gratuity at all. Now, B says that if he or she resigns without notice in cases other than the ones set in Article 121, if employer breaches contract, or in case of assault, and such with regard to unlimited contract or prior to the completion of 5 years of continuous contract. If you resign before the end of your contract, no gratuity. If your employer fires you, you have gratuity, but your contract must be more than 1 year, first of all, because less than 1 year you never have any gratuity. Now, gratuity is very important, and for us to understand better gratuity, we have to understand the contract type, because calculating gratuity for a limited contract is different from calculating gratuity for limited contract. That's what most people don't understand. Now, let's look at contract type first. We all know that a limited contract or a fixed term contract is a contract that has a specific duration. So, resigning before the end of the contract can result to a number of these things, maybe a ban, loss of labor rights, or even payment of compensation to your employer. Which means if you resign, you have a contract of 2 years, and you resign before that 2 years, 1, you don't even have gratuity, and 2, you'll be liable to pay compensation to your employer. and they can even ban you depending on the profession, on the skill level in which you find yourself, because jobs in UAE are classified in 5 skill levels. So I'm going to do another video on the skill level, how you can cancel your contract without any ban. Yeah, because we also need to know the skill levels, because not every job is liable to a ban even if you cancel before 6 months. Now, an unlimited contract, on the other hand, we all know is a contract that has no specific duration. You can enter into a contract to work to perpetuity, and you work for life until the day that you decide to resign. But mind you that if you decide to resign, you must give your employer between 1 to 3 months notice. Likewise, your employer too must also give you notice, maybe 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months notice. Now, gratuity pay is calculated based on your basic wage, which is paid into your account. No other thing is taken into consideration. I'm going to show you this in the calculation, proper. Now, Article 134 of the Labour Law clarifies this point. It states that the wage used as a basis for calculating the end of service gratuity, as we see here, shall not include payment made to the worker in reimbursement, housing, transport, travel allowance, overtime pay, representation allowance, cashier's allowance, children's education allowance, recreational allowance, and social services allowances, or other bonuses or allowances. All these ones are not taken because your employer cannot tell that because I've given you one or any of these bonuses or allowances, you're not entitled to gratuity. That is a lie. You're still entitled to a gratuity. Now let's get down to the calculation proper. This is the formula for gratuity. This is the formula for calculating gratuity. Look at it very well, and we're going to do it particularly in a very simple and easy way. It's very simple. Now let's look at it. Now there are 3 points. If you look at it very well, we'll see that there are 3 points. 1, the basic salary first. You divide it by 30, you're going to have your daily wage. Now take your daily wage multiplied by 21 days. You're going to have your 1 year gratuity amount. Or you multiply by 30 if you have worked for more than 5 years, remember. And that will be for limited contract, because unlimited contract stays at 21 days, no matter how many years you have worked. Now the first one says when you have gratuity figure, when you have had your gratuity figure, multiply now by the total years that you have worked in that company. For 3 years, multiply your total gratuity by 3 years, you have your gratuity that is supposed to be paid by your company for the entire duration of your service to them. Now let's go now for unlimited. Now unlimited contract calculation says the total gratuity owed now must have to be divided by 3 to have 1/3 of the total gratuity. If you have worked between 1 to 3 years, you're taking but 1/3 of your gratuity if your contract is unlimited. Now, if you have worked between 3 to 5 years, you're taking 2/3 of your gratuity, and this is still for unlimited contract. But if you have worked for over 5 years, you're taking the entire gratuity. There's no longer division. No 1/3, not 2/3, the entire gratuity. Gratuity calculation for limited contract. We all know that less than 1 year of service, no gratuity for you. That one we all know. Now between 1 year and 3 years, and 5 years, between 1 year and 5 years of service, employee is entitled to full gratuity pay based on 21 days of salary for each year of work. Now 5 or more years of service, employee is entitled to full gratuity based on 30 days of salary for each year of work. Now, if you want to exemplify this with mathematical figures, we are going to come out with this particular amount. See, let's look at this one. Assume that your salary is 2,000. Yeah, let's just assume that your salary is 2,000. Now, if you want to calculate your gratuity, what do? Now, remember the 21 days calculation for contract not exceeding 5 years, because after 5 years is 30 days calculation. This gratuity, we are under limited contract, don't forget. Now, let's get your salary for 21 days. 2,000 divided by 30, you're going to have 66.66. Now, 66.66 is your daily wage. To have now your wage for 21 days, you take the 66.66 and multiply by 21. This will give you 1,399.86, which is your wage for 21 days. Therefore, as you can see, 21 days wage is equal to this amount. Some employers might even round it up to 1,400. Now, this is the amount of gratuity that you're entitled to for 1 year. Now, just take this amount and multiply by the total number of years I've worked in that company. Between 1 to 5 years, you just multiply. You have your gratuity for your entire duration of working in that company. Now, for 30 days calculation, if your contract exceeds 5 years, know that you're no longer dealing with 21 days. You now take the 66, which is at daily wage. Of course, we already saw daily wage. How do you get this one? 2,000 divided by 30 will give you 66.66. Now, since you work for more than 5 years, you multiply this one by 30, which will give you 1,999.8. This is the amount of gratuity that you're entitled to for 1 year of service. Now, so long as the total figure does not exceed the total salary for 2 years. So if you work for 5 years or for more than for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, take this amount, you multiply by the 8 years. But you have to know that they say total gratuity for the number of years you have worked must not exceed the total salary, their total salary for 2 years. Which means if you work for 2 years, your gratuity for 2 years should not exceed your salary for 2 years. That is the law. Now let's continue. The next one, we're looking at gratuity calculations for unlimited contract. Now, less than 1 year, we all know that no gratuity. Both limited and unlimited contract, less than 1 year of service, no gratuity for you. Now, between 1 and 3 years of service, employees entitled to 1/3 under unlimited contract. You're entitled to 1/3 of the 21st day gratuity pay. 21 days gratuity pay. Now, between 3 and 5 years of service, employee is entitled to 2/3 of the 21 days gratuity pay. That's 21 days salary. Now, from 5 years and above, you are still entitled to the entire gratuity of the 21 days pay. You understand? Don't confuse this with limited contract. For limited contract, 5 years and above is 30 days. But unlimited contract, 21 days. It doesn't matter whether less than 5 or more than 5 years, still 21 days. But the difference is that less than 5 years, you're not dealing with 2/3 or 1/3. More than 5 years, you're dealing with full gratuity, while less than 5 years, you're dealing with 1/3 or 2/3. Like for example, 1 to 3 years, you're taking 1/3 of your gratuity pay under unlimited contract. But 3 to 4 or 5 years, you're taking 2/3. But after 5 years, you're taking the entire gratuity pay. They all will still be gratuity based on 21 days of salary. This is what we should understand. Now let's exemplify in mathematical figures. Let's use the same salary up for convenience. That's for purpose of time. The same salary. Now we see here that if we divide, of course, we now have to get our daily wage. 2,000 divided by 30, we are going to have 66.66. That's our daily wage. This is it. Our daily wage is 66.66. Now, 66.66 multiplied by 20, you are going to have 1,399.86, which is our 21 days salary. This is the gratuity for 1 year of service. Now, remember, out of this amount, which is this, out of this amount, only 1/3 is payable if you have worked between 1 and 3 years. If you have worked for 1 year or 3 years, the total amount to pay you is 1/3 of the salary. Take for instance, so total gratuity payable with this amount of gratuity, this amount divided by 3, you have your total gratuity. This is gratuity now for 1 year, which is 1/3. Multiply now by the number of years you have worked between 1 and 2, 1 and 3. That's 1/3. Between 1 and 3, multiply it, which means you have worked for 3 years. This amount multiplied by 3 years, you have a gratuity for the entire year. This is gratuity for 1 year only. All right. Secondly, we go. This amount you have 2/3 is payable if you have worked between 2 and 5 years. So the total gratuity pay will be 699.93, which is 1,399.86 divided by 2 to have a total gratuity. This is your gratuity. You have worked between 3 and 5 years. This is a gratuity for each year of service. And then just multiply the number of years you have worked. You have worked for 3 years, you have worked for 4 years, you have worked for 5 years. Take this amount and multiply it. The number of years you have worked, you have a gratuity now for the duration of service. But now the full amount of 1,399.86 is payable if you have completed 5 years of service. This full amount is payable to you. So this is how we calculate this, my friends. This is how we calculate this. Very simple. Now, if you have not understood these calculations well, leave a comment in the comment section below so that I'm going to, answer the comment for you and then I'll clarify everything to you. And secondly, I'm going to leave all these calculations in the description section so that you can look at it again very well. Yeah, look at it very well for your own understanding. And secondly, if you have any hurdle in any issue, labor, visa, employment in UAE, now you need more clarification, that you need information about it, or that you need to understand better, just leave a comment in the comment section below. I will do a video on it and then share so that you can watch and get ourselves informed. So thank you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Please remember to stay home, stay safe, and I wish you all the best. Thank you and bye. And please don't forget to subscribe. So just click the red button below and then turn on the notification icon so that each time I upload a new video, you are going to be notified automatically. Thank you guys. Bye.